And I find with this, I didn't really care about the Bud Light one. I thought it was a stupid thing to do because it clearly backfired exactly how I could have predicted. The Nike one, I think, is more problematic.
Why?
Because you as a woman, how comfortable do you feel about someone who, until last year, was a gay man of 25, suddenly, without any surgery, starts doing TikTok videos saying, I'm now into womanhood and I'm a girl on a journey to being a girl, and then does a Nike ad for sports bras for women, despite not having any breasts, and more importantly, mocks the way women do sport if you look at it as a misogynist.
That's ridiculous.
It's not.
That is ridiculous. She's not mocking the way that we do sport. And also, can I just say that was really rude from your other guest? I don't know what her name is, but Dylan, she's a she. I don't understand why you'd need to open up your commentary with that. You're obviously appealing to a certain
Well, she would like to identify now as a she.
Yeah, just leave her alone.
But until last year, she was a he.
But look, importantly,
and then she was a non. Oh, hang on, Ava.
Point,
Ava, it's complicated keeping
you
up.
asked me a question.
I know, but it's complicated keeping up with these people. Like Sam Smith, who was a gay man, then he was non-binary, then he was gender fluid.
Yeah.
Now I've no idea what he is, other than he dresses up like Satan half the time. I don't know what Dylan Mulvaney really is, other than a lot of women, particularly in America, have taken great exception to the way Dylan Mulvaney mocks female behaviour, because they believe that Dylan Mulvaney is a biological man.
Listen, the anti-trans movement in America is very different to what it is in Britain. In Britain, feminists claim that it's because they're worried about men invading their spaces. Fine, whatever. In America, it's a conservative movement, and it's because they don't believe that that trans women fit into society. And it's all out of this pent-up Christian aggression that is quite disgusting.
Yeah, but this is where you're wrong. Because I actually went on Bill Maher's show. We're going to interview Riley Gaines later, who's the swimmer at the centre of this big row over Leah Thomas, who's the transgender swimmer crushing all the women in swimming pools in America. And it's a very liberal crowd, the Bill Maher show. Very liberal, in Los Angeles. I've been on there before and got booed for saying anything remotely contentious that might go against woke. When I vigorously defended Riley Gaines against a very aggressive female Democrat politician who was trying to say that she was doing it all for likes and, what was she doing, and got to stand up for trans rights, and who cares? The audience cheered everything I said in response, and deafening silence for her.
But that's a tiny little,
No, but it told me that it's not just a right-wing thing. It's not.
It is a right-wing
You're deluded if you think it's only right-wing people that feel this way.
Look, I hate how you've opened up this debate and asked me if I find it offensive as a woman or whatever. I don't care. I don't care that Dylan doesn't have breasts and wears sports bras. In the same way that women who've had double mastectomies because of breast cancer don't wear, they wear a sports bra as well. It doesn't bother me what's in people's pants or in people's, bras.
Really?
No, I'm not preoccupied with that.
Do you care that Leah Thomas, a 6'4" biological male who competed unsuccessfully as a man at swimming, is now winning national championship swimming races against biological females?
I think that's extrapolating the argument.
Do you care?
Because what we're talking about is Dylan and whether she's on a beer can.
We're talking about the whole trans issue. My argument to you is, do you care about that?
Is she a woman?
Huh?
In my opinion, she's a woman, so she can compete.
You don't care?
That's fine.
You think it's perfectly fair?
It's fine.
Completely
It was
nuts.
approved by the board.
This is that woman.
And?
She's a biological male.
Yeah, but that's like saying...
who has a natural physical advantage, which means she crushes the women.
So does Usain Bolt.
Huh?
So does Usain Bolt.
He's a man who competes against men.
He's a superhuman man.
He competes against his own biological sex.
No, but that's a ridiculous parameter to have.
It's not, though,
If you are built differently, should you be within certain restrictions or measurements?
There are many sprinters built exactly like Usain Bolt. That's ridiculous. Let's go back to Layah here. We see again and again these companies do this. You say they don't care, but I'm not sure it's that. I think it's more that they care about appealing to the woke crowd because a lot of them are too scared not to.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And just to your guest, just because what I said is rude doesn't mean it's not reality. It's just rubbish. This is just the reality of it. Dylan is a man. He has XY chromosomes. I don't know why we're going down this crazy, weird, Powerpuff Girl kind of reality. It's all very bizarre.
Why are you so obsessed with what genitalia that she does or doesn't have?
And, it's very concerning because if a biological man is able to identify as a woman because of how he feels without having any surgery or anything like that, then where do we draw the line? It basically means that a biological man can then identify as a little girl, then start having play dates with 6-year-old girls,
I'll tell you what,
sharing beds with 6-year-old girls. Why not?
All right, let me ask
Ava
a question.
He identifies that way. It's just absurd. It's truly illogical, and it's a very, very dangerous ideology.
Let me ask Ava a question. You mentioned Usain Bolt. What would you feel if Usain Bolt suddenly identified as a woman?
That's a ridiculous question.
Oh,
and you know
why?
it is. Come on, that's
Why?
silly. Because you can't wake up tomorrow morning and decide that you're a woman and start competing.
It's literally what Leah Thomas has done.
It takes 2 years. In the UK, it takes 2 years.
It takes 1 year to qualify in athletics, right? So Usain Bolt could potentially, within a year, with a bit of reduced testosterone treatment, he could sprint against women.
A huge reduction in testosterone.
Yeah, it makes no difference to body mass or size or power.
But it would
speed.
It would alter everything.
So would you be fine with that?
If he suddenly did, if that's
you respect his right to be a woman.
Ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. It is ridiculous, but not for the reasons you think.
But
because it could happen. And you think it's fair.
That's obscene. That is obscene.
Would you be happy if Usain Bolt identified as a woman and began winning the races against women by 2 seconds?
You're making an extreme argument out of what are people's lives.
It's happening with Leah Thomas.
But it's not. What's happening?
But it is.
The crux of this argument is people like Dylan are now going to face extreme hate and extreme concern in their community.
People like Dylan Mulvaney are making millions and millions of dollars, in my view, making a mockery of the trans issue. For all intents and purposes, Dylan Mulvaney is still a biological male. He's had no surgery at all, or testosterone
then what
reduction.
Is the perfect trans person, in your opinion?
It's not a perfect trans person. It's about what that person is doing in advertising. Many women feel is mocking what it is to be a woman.
But did she want to be on Bud Light, or did Bud Light make the ridiculous, proposition to put her on the can? Whose fault is it, and who's getting the blame, and who's getting attacked? It's this poor woman in the States. Why?
No, I don't feel sorry for Dylan Mulvaney. She is laughing all the way to the bank. He, she, whatever you want to call her. The reality is the people that are suffering, I think, are the unknown trans people who I think are being exposed to constant mockery through these kind of things. By the likes of Leah Thomas crushing women in the pool, by Dylan Mulvaney making a mockery of the way women wear sports bras and do gym work and so on. All of that is unhelpful to regular trans people just trying to get by and wanting to have a bit of fairness and equality. The moment you try and get a new unfairness and inequality for any group of people at the expense of another group, you lose it.
I don't agree.
I know you don't, and you're wrong. Ava, thank you very much. Leah, thank you very much.